Hi everyone and welcome back. Mindy here with Mindy Eggen Design, and I'm sharing a card that I created using the December 2018 subscription box from the Hedgehog Hollow. The first thing I wanted to do was show you this stencil that is in there. Sometimes you get some stencils that are a little flimsy, but this one, I gotta say, I've used this so many times playing around with the glimmer paste, and it is a really good sturdy stencil. So I just wanted to make sure and comment on that. The first thing I'm going to do is ink blend a background. So I'm starting off with some Fog cardstock from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm going to be ink blending Hickory-Smoked, Distress Oxide, and Black Soot. I'm starting off with the Hickory-Smoked, which is a nice light gray, and I'm blending that from the outside edges towards the middle, leaving kind of a highlight area in the middle. Then I'm going to come around with the Black Soot, and I'm going to also go around all of those outer edges and bring in a little bit more, not as far as the Hickory-Smoked. And I'm just cleaning up my mat in between so I don't get a lot of that Black Soot mixed with the Hickory-Smoked. So then I can come back in with the Hickory-Smoked and blend that out, and I will come back in one more time just to deepen those edges. I really like this technique using a type of colored cardstock for ink blending, and I thought this black would look really good with this fireworks stencil. So once I have that all ink blended, I'm going to line up where I want this stencil to be. So you can place this however you like. I was trying to aim for that biggest firework to be in the middle. So once that's lined up, I'll just flip that over, and I'm going to take some purple tape and just attach my cardstock to the stencil. And then I'll flip that back over, and I'm actually going to tape this down to my easy clean mat, just so that it doesn't move around a lot when I'm applying my glimmer paste. For the fireworks, I'm going to be using the Nuvo Glimmer paste, and this one is golden crystal. So this is a really beautiful gold. And I'm just going to take a spatula and I'm going to scoop some out. And I'm actually going to start at the top of my stencil and just kind of smush it down there at the very top. And then I'll drag that over the stencil area. Now I'm being pretty heavy at the top here, and that's perfectly fine, because once I have that area covered at the top, I'm going to scrape off that excess, and I'm going to kind of push it down over the other firework areas. So that kind of helps me preserve a little bit how much I'm using. I'm just going to bring the excess down and use that excess over the rest of the stenciled area. So I'll just kind of smooth that out, scrape off any excess left over back into the jar. I'm going to clean off my spatula immediately with a baby wipe. And then I can go ahead and remove this from that easy clean mat. So just carefully remove that tape. And then I can pick up my stencil and remove that from the cardstock too. You can see I have some glimmer paste down on my mat. I'm going to wipe that up immediately, because once it dries, it is really hard to get off. So I'll wipe this up with a baby wipe really quick. And then I'm going to take my stencil and rinse it off in the sink. And actually, I like to take kind of a blue scrubber that we use for doing dishes, and I like to go over that. That really gets all that glitter off. Next, I went ahead and die cut the Happy New Year script die. This is included in the subscription box. And I used that silver mirror cardstock that was in there too. And then I did also layer that up. I cut about 3 more out of white cardstock that I had, just to add some dimension. And I'm kind of getting an idea here where I want this to go. I really liked kind of having it crooked like this on the card, so add a slanted angle there. Once I'm happy with where I have that laid out, using my tweezers and the Nouveau deluxe adhesive, which has a really nice fine tip on it, I'm going to go ahead and attach this down to the card. I was a little nervous being that this is such a texture with that glimmer paste, but once I laid these down, I will put a block on top and set it off on the side, and it really held up well. It really attached to that glimmer paste. So adding a little bit of pressure by adding some blocks or just something with a little weight to it really helps. Once that was dry, I'm going to go ahead and add this to a white cardstock base, and this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm going to add it by using some foam tape. So I just cut a bunch of strips and added them all along the back here. This foam tape roll has lasted me a very long time, so I am not worried about how much foam tape I use. And this just gives a little bit more dimension to the card. So remove the backing, and then I'll go ahead and add that. And I thought that black just really popped off of the white card base. Also in your subscription box is a pack of sequins mix. There's gold, silver, different sizes, and I thought I would go ahead and add some around my sentiment. Now there was one sequence there. I wasn't happy with the placement, so I was trying to remove it, and then of course the adhesive kind of removed some color from my cardstock a little bit. I did try to fix it with a mono sand eraser or even one of those adhesive erasers, which just made it worse. So I ended up having to put a sequence there anyway. But because I like to work in odd numbers, I'm going to go ahead and add just a couple more. So you can see that just didn't work out. So I added another black one there. And then I'll add another one up at the top. And this has so much shine. I just love how this came out. To me, Happy New Year's cards and fireworks just have to have sparkle and shine to them. So I was really happy with how this came out. I also have another card that I had created using the same stencil, except I used the silver for the fireworks. And right now I'm going to go ahead and add some silver MOONDUST Nuvo drops around my firework area. For this card, what I had done was I used the CORNFLOWER cardstock from Simon Says Stamp. This is out of my own stash. And I ink blended with chipped sapphire distress ink and black soot distress ink, leaving that middle part kind of a lighter color. And so this has a lot of sparkle to it too. So I just wanted to show you another variation. Another card here is using the stamp set that's included in the subscription box. So I colored up the wine glasses, and I used the Stitching Stars die from Pretty Pink Posh, and this is out of my own stash, and then I heat embossed the sentiment underneath. So I thought this was just really cute card to go with my other ones that I had created. So I hope you really enjoyed the examples that I gave you. I have all of the supplies listed down below and on my blog as well. And feel free to check out the unboxing of the subscription kit from the Hedgehog Hollow. If you haven't picked one up yet, be sure to head over and grab them before they are sold out, because once they're gone, they're gone. So thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll catch you next time.